One thing we can guarantee for sure is that changes in social media marketing trends year to year, and this year, 2024, again, as social media platforms continue to develop and change their algorithms and features, and as users continue to develop trends and ways of using those features that inspire each other to copy, imitate, do the same. Social media marketing platform Hootsuite was quick to make its forecast on social media marketing trends for 2024, and I've done all the work creating the most relevant bits of their research regarding employer branding, recruitment marketing, employee advocacy, and thought leadership on social media in 2024. And I'll be sure to post a link to this original source on the show notes page for this article, which you can find on modernemployerbrand.com/podcast167. And with this, I welcome you back to the world of modern employer brand. My name is Susanna Rantanen. As one of the top employer branding experts and influencers globally, I'm here to inspire, educate, guide, and hopefully also entertain those of you who want to learn how to use branding, marketing, and communications for ultimate professional success. So the summary directly from the Hootsuite research states the following. In 2024, ROI will take center stage on social as smart organizations finally close in on their top performing tactics. From singling out hero platforms and perfecting their content mix to boosting their team's capabilities with AI, the marketers and brands who set the pace this year will do so with a new level of precision and efficiency. There's no time to waste on efforts that yield no results. No matter how sentimental we might feel looking behind us, from here on, it's full speed ahead. And that is why we may be looking at social media's most pivotal year yet. Now, what does that mean? According to Hootsuite, the most important elements to focus on and learn more about in 2024 are the AI trend, the platform trend, and the ROI trend. And this report gives us insight on each of these three elements. So let's start with the AI trend, as this one connects directly with authenticity and transparency for brand trust, which I have spoken about recently as an incremental element of all successful branding, including employer branding. And I also have a couple of recent blog posts that I've written on my agency blog. These are in English, which you can find at emine.fi. Now, many, if not most of us, have jumped on the AI bandwagon and tested generative AI in content creation, so much so that those generative AI posts on social media have actually started to stand out. Because there's this certain vibe and a repetitive use of words that those accounts have not used before in their posts. And I started to pay attention to this when I personally had been testing and using various AI for a while. And one of the key trends in all social media being authenticity. That means that we want to make sure that whatever we post using generative AI would not be recognized as such, not recognized as AI generated posts, because I am predicting that quite soon more and more people are going to pay attention to those AI generated posts. They will stand out like a sore eye, and that can hurt your brand's authenticity. Because according to this Hootsuite study, interest in AI was so high in 2023 that topics posted in over 15,500 news articles and blogs on learning about AI increased by 550%. Yeah, 550%. Furthermore, their study revealed that organizations are planning to double, if not triple, their use of AI across various activities, from customer support to editing even images. And what is important for us to know, especially those of us who are using AI, is that this does not come without risks. Hootsuite survey revealed that our audiences are not embracing AI and AI-generated content as much as social marketers are flocking to use it. 62% of the audience say that they are less likely to engage with and trust content if they know an AR application created it. So here's some interesting additional facts. Between Gen Z and Gen X, the more mature the audience member is, the less likely they are to engage with content created by artificial intelligence, and the less likely they are to trust that information. So if you want to continue using generative AI for employer brand marketing and recruitment marketing content, you must redefine authenticity for your brand. Authenticity is no longer about who or what creates your content. It's about the brand experience your content creates for the target audience. So you want to be open about that you used AI, and then you want to make sure that your brand creates that authentic brand experience in other ways. Number 2, the platform trend. Now, it should not be a secret that you need to be where your audience is. And you also need to match your communication style and how you pursue engagement with your audience as an employer in those ways that your audience expects you to. Now, this means that whoever is responsible for your employer brand content marketing and social media presence must truly understand the target audience behavior on each of those platforms and match the employer branding style accordingly. According to this Hootsuite report, an average social media user logs into about 7 platforms each month. I personally use Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, also Facebook, Pinterest semi-regularly. So how many is that? That's 7 also for me. So maintaining an active and consistent presence on multiple social media platforms, that's hard work for the employee branding and talent acquisition team, especially since the audience is expecting slightly different versions of different content posts from platform to platform. To get any sort of reach, you should also post pretty much daily and on some platforms more times than once per day. So with the lingo between appreciating your unique audiences, all those different trends on different platforms, word counts on different platforms, formats, hashtags, SEO optimization, and different visual specs, it's no wonder this work can get quite demanding. It's no wonder that the respondents, the sample size for this Hootsuite study was 4,281. They said that their main concern is the impact that these requests have on social media ROI. I find it quite amazing that the impact of ROI has become a main concern, because that tells me about an important progress in social media marketing maturity in employer branding and talent acquisition, which I have been pushing for years. I'm quite excited about this new trend. So more and more, what this means is that more and more organizations have started to understand that social media marketing for business purposes need to make an impact, need to return value for the business. The top 5 concerns based on this study were the time and budget investment to maintain a presence on multiple social platforms. That was by 52% of the respondents. A second one was the uncertainty about the accuracy of campaign success metrics. 35% of the respondents are uncertain how to accurately measure campaign success. 34% of the respondents were uncertain about the attribution of campaign success. Then 33% of the respondents were uncertain about the unsatisfactory connection between social media metrics and business metrics. They didn't know how to connect this. And I think that would be due to not having business goals and objectives set for brand marketing, because it's impossible to know which marketing metrics are relevant for the business if you don't have a marketing strategy. And this is very much to do also with employer branding. So for us, this means a marketing strategy for employer branding or your recruitment marketing. So you need to have that strategy in place with clear goals, business related goals, because that will then tell you what social media marketing metrics are necessary for you to measure and follow up on. And then 31% of the respondents were uncertain about their social media strategy. So these were the top 5 concerns for them. What's your take on this? What would be your top concerns about social media. Can you relate with these 5 top concerns? Do you have other concerns that are more concerning to you than these 5? If you're watching this on video or reading the show notes articles, please comment below. Now, to me, all of these ring very true. These are the top issues our clients are also having about employer branding and recommend marketing on socials. And these concerns, I have to say, are very quickly washed away with a good employer branding strategy that will clarify the strategic goals, objectives, KPIs for employer brand marketing, and connecting social media marketing objectives and metrics with those business goals and objectives for employer branding. Furthermore, a social media savvy talent marketing partner will guide their clients on social media, making sure that the ROI matches the resources and the budget allocated, and that the client gets the best possible outcome. So if you are not doing this alone, if you have a partner, an agency partner, or somebody else who you've outsourced this to, make sure that they are social media marketing savvy. Another important revelation from this survey is how brands have made changes to their platforms of choice. Between the years of 22 and 23, the use of TikTok grew by 16%. Use of LinkedIn grew by 5%. And the use of Instagram grew by 1%. Now, LinkedIn has continued to report growing engagement on that platform. And I have a Social Media Today news article about that linked to this episode show notes page if you are interested in learning more about that LinkedIn engagement growth. At the cost of adding new social media platforms to the marketing mix, obviously something has had to go. If you're doing TikTok, what are you letting go? I let go of X, the former Twitter, a long time ago. I didn't choose TikTok for the cost of Twitter. I was sick of the behavior on X. But obviously, the more platforms you have, the more resources you have to have available for all this work. So sometimes you have to let something go. Based on this survey, those something were WhatsApp. So mine is 18% drop in WhatsApp usage for brand marketing. Pinterest minus 11% drop on brand marketing, and X minus 7% drop, and Facebook minus 1% drop. Now, there's a recent study by Business Insider and YouGov, or survey, that found out that Gen Z, who are aged 18 to 26, see YouTube as more trustworthy than other social media platforms. They also see Facebook as the least trustworthy social media platform. So if you target students, graduates, or other young talents fitting that Gen Z age frame from 18 to 26, you may want to consider YouTube as the most trustworthy platform and Facebook as the least trustworthy platform in 2024 when you make your platform choices. Then the ROI trends. So let's move on to the most essential trend to me, and also your boss or the business top management, and that is ROI trend. ROI, that's return on investment. So return on the investment that is being put into this work. So the budget and how much it costs for your employer, all of your salaries and media costs and anything that costs when you're working on employer branding, which is your time too. They expect to have a return on that. So if they put in 100K, they expect to get more value out of it. Otherwise, it's not worth for the business. So this is the trend that is essential also for employer branding, but also for recruitment marketing. And the answer to how to grow ROI is one intimidating word in HR marketing, the word of entertaining. Now, social media users want your employer brand content to be mentally unwinding and more entertaining. And I know I'm having trouble with this as well. What does it mean even? So this is what the study says. Less self-promotion, because according to this study, it's a major turn off to your target audience. Stop talking about yourself. More relatable content on social media, because that is what your audience wants to see. That is what they want to engage with. If you are a client of ours, if you've been listening to this podcast forever, if you are familiar with the magnetic employer branding method, you know these are at the core of this method. So it's nothing about you, it's all about them, your target audience, and it's all about how to find that relatable connection, emotional connection between your organization and your target audiences. So that's what the magnetic employer branding method is for. And hallelujah, our people are understanding this finally. Now, according to Hootsuite, the problem is brand accounts seem to ignore this. Darn it, do I know this? I still keep having I'm trying to think how to put this in the most polite way. I'm having rather tough conversations with brand marketing in some consumer brand organizations because they love exactly what your target audience does not want to see. So they love to publish only brand and product updates multiple times a week. So if you think that your job advertising and recruitment marketing promoting your organizational hiring needs is what captivates, your ideal audience, what grows your reach and grows the size of your audience, you could not be more wrong. What your company, what your employer brand accounts need is to stop indulging on your own greatness, on your own needs, and pay way more attention on what captivates the attention of your ideal audience, what grows your reach, and how you get your audience to pay more attention to what actually works. So you want to pay attention to that. And what your company and employer brand accounts obviously need to do is to rethink how you approach the talent audience. Now, I am not arguing that your consumer brand audience wants something else. I'm not talking about consumer marketing at all. I am not the expert of consumer marketing. I have not done consumer marketing ever in my life. So who am I to argue with consumer branding experts? And that's why I'm asking the question. If you are a consumer brand marketing expert and you've never done proper employer brand marketing in your life, and you don't know this target audience, who are you to argue with us? All right. So I've got great news for you as a modern employer branding enthusiastic. The magnetic employer branding method, as I said, applies storytelling and persuasive communication in all content creation, from the career site content to career stories, to blog articles, to job posts, to recruitment marketing content, and the queen of all, employer branding content. Therefore, by basing your employer brand and recruitment marketing on this method, you are already doing what works, putting you like 100 miles ahead of your competition. You see, taking entertainment too literally is going to be a huge risk, as humor is such a difficult type of art. Entertaining content is enjoyable. It's easy on the eye and the mind, and it lets your audience have a break from something more burdening. So how can you make your employer brand content more enjoyable? Now that's easy. You make it about your target audience and connect with them on mutual grounds. I know that this may sound complex, but it's not really. It's deeply engraved in the DNA of the magnetic employer branding method. You simply need to base your employer branding strategy and employer brand marketing on this game-changing method to stop this from being a problem for you and your employer branding success and ROI. Modern employer branding with our method takes into account whether your audience wants or what your audience wants, what do they prefer, what is relatable to them, and keeps you miles away from the hard sell that nobody likes, yourself included, by the way. And then the ROI trend is that the ROI is the trend. Getting ROI or better ROI is essential if you want to have sufficient means for employer branding. If you want to start delivering consistent employer branding ROI, then feel free to contact me and let's have a chat to see how this method or my agency could possibly help you. It doesn't cost you anything to book that discovery call with me. We have options from self-learning programs to coaching programs and partnering up with our agency and doing this together. Now, this is a perfect opportunity to remind you about our upcoming Magnetic Employer Brand Manager certification program. We are now collecting feedback, ideas, and wishes from those who are interested in developing their employee brand management skills. So this is a personal development program for you if you are an employee brand marketing enthusiast and you want to make this a career of yours. So becoming certified on this particular method is something that we offer in this certification program. We would greatly appreciate if you could give us a couple minutes of your time to respond to our short discovery survey. It's only a few questions. I'll link it here. It's linked on my Instagram profile. It's pinned on the top, the middle one, as long as it's open. So please go to my Instagram. That's Rantanen Susanna. Do me this favor. You can also find the link on the show notes article at modernemployeebrand.com/podcast167. All right, babes. This is it for this week. And thank you for tuning in to Building a Modern Employer Brand podcast and video. And don't forget to subscribe, to leave a review, and share this episode with your HR employer branding colleagues and respond to my survey. My name is Susanna Rantanen. Moi moi!